Mississippi, the 20th state to join the Union in 1817, is located in the southeastern region of the United States. It is bordered by Tennessee to the north, Alabama to the east, Louisiana and the Gulf of Mexico to the south, and Louisiana and Arkansas to the west. The state is a low-lying area, part of the coastal plain, with the exception of its northeastern corner. Its landscape features diverse soil areas, including hills, plains, prairies, river lowlands, and pine woods. Mississippi is well suited for agriculture due to its rich soil and many rivers. The capital of Mississippi is Jackson. The city lies along the Pearl River in the west-central part of the state. It was settled in 1792 and known as LaFleur's Bluff, a trading post, until the Treaty of Dokestan opened the territory to white settlement. Jackson was selected as the state capital and named after Andrew Jackson. The state legislature first met there on December 23, 1822. Today, Jackson is a major distribution and transportation center with telecommunications and government services that form a major part of the economy. The city is home to several higher education institutions, including Jackson State University and the University of Mississippi Medical Center. Museums such as the Museum of Mississippi History and the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum are also located in Jackson. Mississippi has many rivers, creeks, bayous, and other natural drainage networks. The state's principal river systems include the Tombigbee, now joined with the Tennessee to form the Tennessee-Tombigbee Waterway, which links the Tennessee River with the Gulf of Mexico, the Pascagoula in the southeast, the Pearl in the south-central section, and the Mississippi River and its tributaries, notably the Yazoo and the Big Black, in the west. These streams all empty into the Gulf, either directly or through the Mississippi and other rivers. The Pearl River rises in east-central Mississippi and flows southwestward, through Jackson, then generally southward into Louisiana, emptying into the Mississippi Sound on the Gulf of Mexico. The lower course of the Pearl and the East Pearl form the boundary between Mississippi and Louisiana. Mississippi's economy has improved in employment and compensation since the mid-20th century, but it still lags regionally and nationally. The largest sectors are manufacturing and services, including government, retail and wholesale trade, real estate, and health and social services. The service sector has grown rapidly since the late 20th century. Principal manufacturers include upholstered furniture, automotive parts, lumber and wood-related products, and processed foods like seafood. Mississippi is also a top producer of lumber and wood products. The majority of farms focus on livestock and dairy, and the state is a leading producer of broiler chickens. Petroleum and natural gas account for the bulk of minerals produced. Mississippi's history has significantly shaped its culture and traditions. The pre-Civil War planter society cultivated a sense of gentility, influencing art, architecture, and social customs. Enslaved people and small landowners contributed their own customs, including music, crafts, and storytelling. The Civil War and Reconstruction era left a legacy of racial segregation and economic dependency that shaped social customs and traditions for generations. The Civil Rights Movement marked a turning point, challenging racial segregation and leading to social change, though its impact is still felt today. Mississippi's cultural heritage is preserved in museums like the Museum of Mississippi History and the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum. The state's history is also reflected in its literature, music, and cuisine, all of which contribute to its unique identity. Mississippi is a state in the southeastern and deep south regions of the United States. It borders Tennessee to the north, Alabama to the east, the Gulf of Mexico to the south, Louisiana to the southwest, and Arkansas to the northwest. Mississippi's western boundary is largely defined by the Mississippi River, or its historical course. Mississippi is the 32nd largest by area and 35th most populous of the 50 U.S. states and has the lowest per capita income. Jackson is both the state's capital and largest city. Greater Jackson is the state's most populous metropolitan area, with a population of 591,978 in 2020. Other major cities include Gulfport, South Haven, Hattiesburg, Biloxi, Olive Branch, Tupelo, Meridian, and Greenville. The state's history traces back to around 9500 BC with the arrival of Paleo-Indians, evolving through periods marked by the development of agricultural societies, rise of the mound builders, and flourishing of the Mississippian culture. European exploration began with the Spanish in the 16th century, followed by French colonization in the 17th century. Mississippi's strategic location along the Mississippi River made it a site of significant economic and strategic importance, especially during the era of cotton plantation agriculture, which led to its wealth pre-Civil War, but entrenched slavery and racial segregation. On December 10, 1817, Mississippi became the 20th state admitted to the Union. By 1860, Mississippi was the nation's top cotton-producing state and slaves accounted for 55% of the state population. Mississippi declared its secession from the Union on January 9, 1861, and was one of the 7 original Confederate states, which constituted the largest slave-holding states in the nation. Following the Civil War, it was restored to the Union on February 23, 1870. Mississippi's political and social landscape was dramatically shaped by the Civil War, Reconstruction era, and Civil Rights movement, with the state playing a pivotal role in the struggle for civil rights. From the Reconstruction era to the 1960s, Mississippi was dominated by socially conservative and segregationist Southern Democrats dedicated to upholding white supremacy. Despite progress, Mississippi continues to grapple with challenges related to health, education, and economic development, often ranking among the lowest in the United States in national metrics for wealth, healthcare quality, and educational attainment. Economically, it relies on agriculture, manufacturing, and an increasing focus on tourism, highlighted by its casinos and historical sites. Mississippi produces more than half of the country's farm-raised catfish, and is a top producer of sweet potatoes, cotton, and pulpwood. Others include advanced manufacturing, utilities, transportation, and health services. Mississippi is almost entirely within the East Gulf coastal plain, and generally consists of lowland plains and low hills. The northwest remainder of the state consists of the Mississippi Delta. Mississippi's highest point is Woodall Mountain at 807 feet, 246 m, above sea level adjacent to the Cumberland Plateau. The lowest is the Gulf of Mexico. Mississippi has a humid subtropical climate classification. Mississippi is known for its deep religious roots, which play a central role in its residents' lives. The state ranks among the highest of U.S. states in religiosity. Mississippi is also known for being the state with the highest proportion of African American residents. The state's governance structure is based on the traditional separation of powers, with political trends showing a strong alignment with conservative values. Mississippi boasts a rich cultural heritage, especially in music, being the birthplace of the blues and contributing significantly to the development of the music of the United States as a whole. Mississippi is a state located in the southeastern region of the United States, known for its rich history, cultural significance, natural beauty, and enduring influence on American society. Bordered by Tennessee to the north, Alabama to the east, Louisiana to the southwest, Arkansas to the northwest, and the mighty Mississippi River along much of its western boundary, the state occupies a unique position in the nation's geographical and historical landscape. Its name derives from a Native American word meaning Great River, a reference to the Mississippi River that has shaped the region's development for centuries. Although Mississippi is often associated with agriculture and traditional Southern culture, it is a state of remarkable diversity, featuring vibrant cities, extensive forests, fertile farmland, scenic waterways, and communities that preserve both ancient traditions and modern aspirations. The history of Mississippi stretches back thousands of years before European exploration. Indigenous peoples, including ancestors of the Choctaw, Chickasaw, and Natchez nations, established complex societies throughout the region long before the arrival of Europeans. Archaeological evidence reveals that these communities developed advanced agricultural practices, trade networks, and ceremonial centers. European contact began in the 16th century with Spanish explorers, followed later by French and British influence. The region eventually became part of the United States following a series of territorial changes and political developments. Mississippi was admitted to the Union as the 20th state in 1817, marking the beginning of its formal role within the expanding nation. Agriculture has long been central to Mississippi's economy and identity. The state's fertile soil, particularly in the Mississippi Delta region, made it one of the most productive agricultural areas in the country. Cotton became the dominant crop during the 19th century, contributing significantly to economic growth while also tying the state deeply to the institution of slavery. The legacy of slavery and the subsequent struggles during Reconstruction and the Civil Rights Movement remain important aspects of Mississippi's historical narrative. Understanding the state's development requires acknowledging both its achievements and the profound social challenges that shaped its past. The Mississippi Delta occupies a special place in American cultural history. Often referred to as the birthplace of the blues, this region produced some of the most influential musicians in the world. The experiences of African American communities in the Delta gave rise to musical traditions that would later influence jazz, rock and roll, rhythm and blues, and countless other genres. Artists from Mississippi helped transform global music, leaving a cultural legacy that extends far beyond the state's borders. Music remains a source of pride for many residents and continues to attract visitors interested in exploring the roots of American musical traditions. Geographically, Mississippi offers a variety of landscapes that are sometimes overlooked by those unfamiliar with the state. The western portion is dominated by the fertile floodplains of the Mississippi River, while central and eastern areas feature rolling hills, forests, and rivers. The state also possesses a coastline along the Gulf of Mexico, providing access to beaches, wetlands, and marine ecosystems. These diverse environments support a wide range of wildlife and recreational opportunities, including fishing, boating, hiking, birdwatching, and hunting. The abundance of natural resources has contributed to both economic activity and environmental conservation efforts. The state's climate is generally classified as humid subtropical, characterized by long, hot summers and mild winters. Rainfall is abundant throughout the year, supporting agriculture and maintaining the lush vegetation that covers much of the landscape. While the climate offers many advantages for farming and outdoor activities, Mississippi is also vulnerable to severe weather events, including hurricanes, tornadoes, and flooding. Communities across the state have developed resilience through experience and preparation, adapting to environmental challenges while continuing to grow and develop. Mississippi's population reflects a blend of cultural influences that have evolved over generations. African American traditions, Native American heritage, European settlement patterns, and more recent demographic changes have all contributed to the state's cultural identity. Religious faith plays an important role in many communities, with churches serving as centers of social life, civic engagement, and community support. Hospitality, family connections, and local traditions remain important values throughout much of the state, helping to create a strong sense of place and belonging among residents. Education and economic development have become increasingly important priorities in modern Mississippi. The state is home to numerous colleges and universities that contribute to research, workforce development, and cultural enrichment. Industries such as manufacturing, healthcare, aerospace, energy production, and technology have expanded alongside traditional sectors like agriculture and forestry. Economic diversification efforts aim to create new opportunities while preserving the state's historical strengths. Infrastructure improvements, workforce training programs, and business investments continue to shape Mississippi's future trajectory. Mississippi's cities and towns each contribute unique characteristics to the state's overall identity. The capital city, Jackson, serves as the political, economic, and cultural center of the state. Other communities offer their own historical landmarks, educational institutions, artistic traditions, and economic activities. Despite urban growth in certain areas, much of Mississippi remains rural, and these rural communities play a vital role in preserving local culture and supporting agricultural production. The relationship between urban and rural areas continues to influence the state's social and economic development. Today, Mississippi stands as a state where history, culture, and progress intersect in complex and fascinating ways. Its story encompasses remarkable achievements in music, literature, agriculture, and civil rights, while also reflecting broader themes in American history. Visitors and residents alike encounter a place defined by resilience, creativity, and deep-rooted traditions. As Mississippi continues to evolve in the 21st century, it remains a significant part of the American experience, offering valuable insights into the nation's past while actively shaping its future. Beyond its historical significance, Mississippi possesses a cultural richness that continues to influence both regional and national identity. Literature, music, cuisine, folklore, and artistic expression have all flourished within the state, creating a distinctive cultural landscape that reflects the experiences of its diverse communities. Mississippi has produced an extraordinary number of influential writers whose works explore themes of family, race, social change, memory, and Southern life. Through novels, poetry, essays, and short stories, these authors have helped shape American literature while offering nuanced perspectives on the complexities of life in the South. Their contributions have elevated Mississippi's reputation as one of the nation's most important literary centers. Music remains one of the state's most celebrated cultural achievements. While the blues emerged from the Mississippi Delta, the state's influence extends far beyond a single genre. Gospel, country, rock and roll, and contemporary popular music all bear traces of Mississippi's musical heritage. Generations of musicians have drawn inspiration from the struggles, hopes, faith, and daily experiences of local communities. Music festivals, museums, historical landmarks, and performance venues across the state preserve and celebrate this legacy, attracting visitors from around the world who seek to understand the origins of some of America's most influential musical traditions. Mississippi's culinary heritage is equally significant. The state's food culture reflects a blend of Native American, African, European, and Southern influences that have evolved over centuries. Traditional dishes often feature locally sourced ingredients such as catfish, sweet potatoes, corn, beans, rice, and seasonal vegetables. Seafood plays an important role along the Gulf Coast, where shrimp, oysters, crab, and fish contribute to a vibrant coastal cuisine. Family recipes and community gatherings help preserve culinary traditions, while modern chefs continue to reinterpret classic dishes in innovative ways. Food serves not only as a source of nourishment but also as a powerful expression of cultural identity and community connection. The state's natural environment contributes greatly to its character and economy. Vast forests cover large portions of Mississippi, supporting timber production, wildlife habitats, and recreational activities. Rivers and lakes provide opportunities for fishing, boating, and tourism while serving as essential resources for agriculture and industry. The Gulf Coast region offers unique ecological diversity, including marshes, estuaries, barrier islands, and marine habitats that support numerous plant and animal species. Conservation initiatives seek to balance economic development with environmental stewardship, recognizing the importance of preserving these resources for future generations. Tourism has become an increasingly important component of Mississippi's economy. Visitors are drawn to the state's historical sites, cultural attractions, natural landscapes, and recreational opportunities. Civil War battlefields, civil rights landmarks, historic homes, museums, and music heritage sites provide opportunities to explore different chapters of American history. Outdoor enthusiasts can enjoy state parks, wildlife refuges, scenic byways, and waterways that showcase the state's diverse geography. Coastal destinations attract travelers seeking beaches, seafood, and entertainment, while smaller towns offer authentic experiences rooted in local traditions and hospitality. The legacy of the civil rights movement occupies a central place in Mississippi's modern identity. During the mid-20th century, the state became a focal point in the national struggle for racial equality and justice. Activists, community leaders, students, and ordinary citizens challenged systems of segregation and discrimination through organized protests, voter registration efforts, legal action, and community organizing. These efforts often involved significant personal risk and sacrifice. The events that unfolded in Mississippi during this period helped bring national attention to civil rights issues and contributed to transformative changes in American law and society. Today, museums, memorials, educational programs, and historical sites help preserve this history and encourage reflection on its continuing relevance. Economic development in contemporary Mississippi reflects both opportunities and challenges. While agriculture remains important, the state's economy has become increasingly diversified. Manufacturing facilities produce a wide range of goods, including automobiles, aerospace components, machinery, and consumer products. Ports along the Gulf Coast support international trade and commerce, connecting Mississippi to global markets. Healthcare systems, educational institutions, technology companies, and service industries have also expanded, creating employment opportunities across various sectors. State and local governments continue to invest in infrastructure, workforce development, and business recruitment initiatives designed to strengthen economic competitiveness. Education plays a crucial role in shaping Mississippi's future. Public schools, community colleges, and universities work to prepare students for the demands of an evolving economy. Research institutions contribute to scientific discovery, technological innovation, and public policy development. Educational leaders face the ongoing task of improving access, quality, and outcomes while addressing disparities that affect different communities. Investments in education are widely viewed as essential to promoting economic growth, social mobility, and long-term prosperity throughout the state. Healthcare represents another area of significant importance. Medical centers, hospitals, clinics, and research facilities contribute to the well-being of residents while supporting employment and economic activity. Efforts to improve healthcare access, preventive care, and health outcomes continue to shape policy discussions at both state and local levels. Community organizations and healthcare professionals work together to address challenges related to chronic disease, maternal health, nutrition, and healthcare accessibility. Mississippi's political development has played a significant role in shaping both the state and the broader history of the United States. Since its admission to the Union in 1817, Mississippi has experienced periods of political transformation influenced by economic interests, social movements, demographic changes, and national events. Throughout the 19th century, agriculture dominated political discussions, particularly issues related to land ownership, trade, labor, and the expansion of cotton production. The state's political landscape was deeply intertwined with the institution of slavery, and Mississippi became one of the states that seceded from the Union during the American Civil War. The consequences of the war and the subsequent Reconstruction era brought profound changes to political institutions, voting rights, and social structures that would continue to influence Mississippi for generations. The Reconstruction period introduced new opportunities and challenges as formerly enslaved individuals sought political participation and civil rights. However, the decades that followed witnessed the establishment of segregation laws and restrictions that limited political representation for many citizens. The 20th century brought renewed efforts to challenge these inequalities, culminating in major civil rights reforms that transformed the state's political environment. Today, Mississippi continues to engage in debates concerning economic policy, education, healthcare, infrastructure, and social issues, reflecting the diverse perspectives of its residents and the complexities of governing a modern state. Religion occupies a particularly important place in Mississippi's cultural and social life. Churches often serve as more than places of worship, they function as community centers, sources of social support, and venues for civic engagement. Christian denominations are especially prominent throughout the state, and religious traditions influence many aspects of daily life, including celebrations, charitable activities, and community gatherings. Throughout Mississippi's history, religious institutions have played significant roles in education, healthcare, civil rights advocacy, and disaster relief efforts. The strong presence of faith-based organizations contributes to a sense of community and shared values that remains characteristic of many Mississippi towns and neighborhoods. The state's Gulf Coast region deserves special attention because of its unique economic and cultural contributions. Stretching along the Gulf of Mexico, this area combines natural beauty with commercial activity and tourism. Coastal communities have long depended on fishing, seafood processing, maritime trade, and shipbuilding. Tourism has become increasingly important, drawing visitors to beaches, waterfront attractions, cultural festivals, and entertainment venues. The Gulf Coast has also demonstrated remarkable resilience in the face of hurricanes and other natural disasters. Recovery and rebuilding efforts following major storms have highlighted the determination and adaptability of local communities while emphasizing the importance of disaster preparedness and environmental management. Mississippi's artistic traditions extend beyond music and literature into visual arts, crafts, architecture, and performance. Artists throughout the state draw inspiration from local landscapes, historical experiences, and cultural traditions. Museums, galleries, cultural centers, and educational institutions support artistic development and public engagement. Traditional crafts such as quilting, woodworking, pottery, and basket weaving continue to be practiced in many communities, preserving skills that have been passed down through generations. At the same time, contemporary artists contribute new perspectives that reflect modern experiences and evolving cultural identities. Sports and recreation also hold an important place in Mississippi society. From youth leagues and high school competitions to collegiate athletics and professional sports connections, athletic activities bring communities together and foster local pride. Football, baseball, basketball, and other sports attract enthusiastic participation and support throughout the state. Parks, recreation centers, and outdoor facilities provide opportunities for physical activity and community engagement. Mississippi's natural environment further enhances recreational opportunities through fishing, hunting, hiking, camping, boating, and wildlife observation. Mississippi's influence on American society extends far beyond its geographical boundaries, reaching into the realms of culture, politics, education, science, and national identity. Throughout its history, the state has served as both a reflection of broader American developments and a catalyst for significant social and cultural change. Its experiences often mirror major themes in the history of the United States, including westward expansion, agricultural development, industrialization, racial conflict, civil rights activism, economic transformation, and technological progress. Because of this, Mississippi occupies a unique position in the national consciousness, offering valuable insights into the challenges and achievements that have shaped the country as a whole. One of the most remarkable aspects of Mississippi is the depth of its historical memory. Across the state, historical sites, museums, preserved landmarks, and community traditions help maintain connections to the past. These places tell stories of indigenous civilizations, European settlement, frontier life, slavery, the Civil War, Reconstruction, the Civil Rights Movement, and modern development. By preserving these narratives, Mississippi provides opportunities for education and reflection that extend beyond state borders. Students, researchers, historians, and travelers frequently visit these sites to gain a deeper understanding of American history and the forces that continue to influence contemporary society. The role of women in Mississippi's development deserves particular recognition. Throughout the state's history, women have contributed significantly to education, healthcare, business, agriculture, politics, literature, civil rights advocacy, and community leadership. Their efforts have strengthened families, institutions, and local economies while advancing social progress. Many women from Mississippi have achieved distinction at the state, national, and international levels, helping shape public policy, scientific research, artistic expression, and civic engagement. As Mississippi continues to evolve in the modern era, Its future is being shaped by a combination of historical awareness, economic ambition, cultural preservation, and social transformation. The state has entered a period in which traditional strengths coexist with emerging opportunities, creating a complex yet promising landscape for development. Policymakers, educators, business leaders, community organizations, and ordinary citizens are working to address long-standing challenges while building pathways toward greater prosperity and opportunity. Environmental stewardship is becoming an increasingly important priority as communities seek to protect natural resources while supporting economic development. Mississippi's rivers, forests, wetlands, coastal ecosystems, and agricultural lands provide substantial environmental and economic benefits. Conservation programs focus on protecting water quality, preserving wildlife habitats, promoting sustainable land management practices, and enhancing resilience to climate-related challenges. Coastal restoration efforts, flood mitigation projects, and forest management initiatives reflect growing recognition of the need to balance development with environmental sustainability. Education remains one of the most important determinants of Mississippi's future success. Schools, colleges, universities, and vocational training centers play central roles in preparing students for an increasingly complex and competitive world. Educational reforms and investments seek to improve academic achievement, expand access to learning opportunities, and align workforce skills with economic needs. Partnerships between educational institutions and employers help ensure that students acquire practical knowledge and relevant experience. Community engagement continues to be a defining feature of life in Mississippi. Local organizations, volunteer groups, faith communities, civic associations, and neighborhood initiatives contribute significantly to social well-being and community development. These organizations often address challenges related to education, healthcare, poverty, disaster recovery, and cultural preservation. Their efforts demonstrate the importance of collective action and local leadership in improving quality of life. Mississippi's diverse population contributes to a vibrant and evolving social landscape. Different cultural traditions, historical experiences, and regional identities enrich the state's communities and strengthen its cultural fabric. Efforts to promote inclusion, dialogue, and mutual understanding help foster stronger relationships among residents while addressing social challenges. The recognition of diverse perspectives contributes to more effective decision-making and supports the development of communities that are both welcoming and resilient. The influence of Mississippi on national and global culture remains significant. The state's contributions to music, literature, cuisine, civil rights history, and artistic expression continue to resonate far beyond its borders. Scholars, tourists, artists, and students from around the world engage with Mississippi's cultural legacy, ensuring that its influence extends into future generations. This cultural impact enhances the state's visibility and reinforces its importance within broader conversations about history, identity, creativity, and social change. In many ways, Mississippi serves as a microcosm of the American experience. Its history encompasses triumphs and hardships, innovation and tradition, conflict and reconciliation. The state has confronted profound challenges while producing remarkable achievements that have shaped the nation. From the fertile fields of the Delta to the coastal communities along the Gulf of Mexico, from historic towns to growing urban centers, Mississippi reflects the complexity and diversity of the United States itself. Its story is one of continual adaptation, driven by the determination of people who have worked to improve their communities and create opportunities for future generations. In conclusion, Mississippi stands as a state of extraordinary historical depth, cultural richness, and enduring significance. Its landscapes, traditions, institutions, and people have contributed substantially to the development of the United States and continue to influence contemporary society. The state's journey from indigenous civilizations and early settlements through agricultural expansion, social transformation, cultural innovation, and economic modernization illustrates a remarkable narrative of resilience and change. While challenges remain, Mississippi possesses substantial strengths rooted in its natural resources, cultural heritage, educational institutions, and community spirit. As it moves forward into the future, the state continues to honor its past while embracing new possibilities, ensuring that its unique legacy remains an important part of the American story for generations to come. Thank you for watching this video.